Good afternoon, forevermore goddess, Auntie Bell. Come back to speak with you, and the topic now will be spiritual tools. There's also energy healing that I'd like to talk about. I am a master Reiki healer, and I do energy healing on myself, and I'm a natural alchemist. Alchemy is absolutely necessary in the healing process, as it's a process that's used throughout um, the world for different things, from medicines to spiritual healing. Alchemy is a process of taking whatever is like a poison to you or that affects you negatively and making it work for you positive. This process is difficult where most people get depressed when negative things happen to them instead of assessing how may I take these things that I have negative against me and make them work for me by fortifying my underlying strength to not combat against it, but to build up some resistance in another way by fortifying what works for me and what's good for me and focusing on that. If we do that, then naturally the negative tends to fall away or minimize to a point where it's not going to be degrading our spiritual body or physical health. Things don't always work the way we think they will, but usually a pattern is followed in nature and throughout the universe in general. And when you see those patterns tend to be followed all throughout, and you can follow them like ley lines through the universal grid. When I say universal grid, this is something that most people may not be familiar with. A lot of people cannot get past their earthly thinking, and my mind is so much broader and in a much vaster place that universal alignment is more where I'm at right now. I stay grounded earthly and try to stay in universal alignment at the same time. I would like to discuss these things with a group of people, um, different aspects of spirituality and energetic healing, um, so we can come to some sort of understanding and move forward as a collective community. The community I live in is very backwards as far as their spirituality and where they are in the world as far as progress and moving forward. We move forward very slowly and we're very stubborn, and it's hard to let go of old patterns we become accustomed to, and they're comfortable. But it's not good when you take a security blanket away from a baby's. You're going to get, well, you're not going to get met with nice, oh, thank you. Where's my new blanket? No, they're studying the old blanket. They want what they had. Wah, 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 wah. It's gone, our set way of being. Okay, well, this changes the mindsets. And that security blanket is removed, the mindsets also have to be changed. And you have to prepare for the new blanket to come, and it has to be open arms, willing and wanting it, or it's not going to be comfortable. It's going to be like a vice that will um, it will tear down mentally somebody if you're not totally prepared for a new thing. When your mindset changes, your mindset has to be changed first so that you can accept this may be better than the old blanket. This may be better than the old system of security. But how do we know? We don't know. It's a guess in the dark. As with anything, there's risk in life. They'll take a risk when they go to the casino and they gamble their rent money away for the month. But they won't take a risk with trying something new or changing their mindset to accept new ideas and concepts, which may be contrary to what they've always been comfortable with. And even what they've been comfortable with is not really generally a sound doctrine. And they don't consider whether this is sound doctrine or even how to determine sound doctrine from something that's got holes in it. If it don't feel right, I can tell you this, and it don't make total sense, it's not no truth in it. If there's holes in it, then there's a lot to be you're not getting the whole story. So there's a lot of missing pieces there if the story's got holes in it. And from what I see of religion this day and age, every religion has its holes. But some of the religions you can absolutely understand because you have a human body, and your human body can understand concepts that relate to it, even in a sense it's not physical, but it's a spiritual and energetic side. The body can relate to those things, such as Hinduism, when it describes the different energies that are, you know, affecting. You can understand the energies of planets and how they affect your body. Okay, these things are not really that hard to understand unless you kick it out and you refuse the knowledge to begin with and say, oh, this, you put it in a category of this. So it's simple to know about how this affects me. I want to just be crazy and batshit stupid all my life and not realizing that these planets, when they align like this, are going to affect me like this. And if I know these planets are aligned like this, then I might be able to change my mindset for the time and operate at a different level, which will keep me from coming into combat with Susie next door or kicking Amy's teeth in across the street or going to jail for Bubba, fighting with Bubba down the street over a parking spot. Yeah. So, it is important to know what you're being affected by. It's like going into a fight with your eyes, with going into a boxing ring with your eyes shut, or having a blindfold on trying to fight in a boxing match. Won't work. Won't work because you can't see what's coming. You can't see what's there. And even if you see what's there, if you don't know the energies it holds and how it's going to affect you, you won't know how to operate. It's better to be educated about the forces around you that you have to face every day and that affect your bodily and spiritual, physical, and mental bodies, rather than to go at it like a shot in the dark, never understanding them issues. It's like being twisted and turned like a whirlwind. You can't get grounded. You don't have any footing in the world. And if you just leave it up to, okay, I'm going to try not to sin every day. And if I walk perfect, I'm going to get peace and I'm going to get happiness. And even if you walk perfect and you turn the other cheek when Susie tries to fight you, or you turn the other cheek instead of kicking Amy's teeth in, or you back out of the parking space and tell Bubba you can have the parking space and go on about your business, you're still got the conflict. You still got the conflict and you don't understand why, and you assume that it's the devil coming at you to tear you down, to get you off of your what are you on? Your high horse, your throne, your sanctified, holy rolling boat? What exactly is it that the devil's trying to do to you? Because if you have that choice, either which way, So even if you call it the devil, you call it the way the planets are aligned. However, these forces are coming against you. If you embrace those forces and you work with them and do not get negative in the mindset about them, you just understand that these things are part of, like Mercury retrograde, for instance. Lots of things mess up during Mercury retrograde. It's not a good time to start projects, and it's not a good time to start new relationships. Okay, you got to know little things like that that will help you. You don't got to. You can walk around in the dark. You can walk around fighting a devil that's there only in the mirror and not even realizing what you're fighting against. You can let your energy sync with everything around you instead of protecting it and understanding how valuable that energetic and auric field is. You can walk around blind all your life, and you will never be truly grounded. You will never be truly happy, and you will not be spiritually aligned. And you will come back to this earth in another life, and you will have the same lessons over again in a different form, in a different body, with the same lessons, the same performance that you must go through, and the same karma that you were left the world with, because the only way to burn off karma is by getting aligned and deal with the mental blocks, the spiritual blocks, and sometimes the physical blocks. Because when your chakras get blocked, you could have heart trouble with a blocked heart chakra, or you could be unable to have close personal relationships where your heart is in it at all. It can cause much issues. And to determine this, it's good you can see a Reiki healer or spiritual teacher or healer or a shamanic guide, which can help you assess what. But you've got to do a lot of the inner work yourself. You're not going to be able to find any psychic, any shaman, any teacher healer that is going to just solve your problems for you. And not Jesus, not them. You've got to do the inner work. They can give you the information just like Jesus did. But if you don't take that information and use it for your best interest, then that is useless information. It's wasted on someone who is unwilling to do the work. The work means you've got to go inward. You've got to work on those parts of yourself which you're unwilling to let go of. Pride, envy, strife, wrath, ego issues. You've got to let go of your judgments. Resistance to change. Resistance to having things other than your way. Resistance to whining and crying out about everything. Resistance to constant complaining and showing more gratitude instead of complaints. There are lots of things that we have to work on internally when we come into this world. We come into this world flawed, and we go through life experiences that it sets this in us, so that when we get ready to do the inner work, we have our work cut out for us. But I can tell you in proof that it's not impossible. It is not impossible to let the world think whatever they want to about you, and you keep on trucking, keep on moving forward, keep on doing your inner work, and not even worrying about what everybody in the world says about you, what they will think about you. If I really worried about what people said and thought about me, do you know I would be crawled up underneath a bed or a chair and hid the rest of my days on this earth? Because they have flapped their jaws so much about every move I make, because they're unwilling to do the work themselves. They're unwilling to shine. They're unwilling to even see who they are and know what they're supposed to be doing. So anybody that is on track You're going to be top news. You're going to be talked about. You're going to be pointed fingers at. And especially if you make good moves, then you're going to have some people that just want to find flaws because they see you shining and doing good, and they're not what they said. And you're proving that by every move you make, stepping in forward in the right direction. You're going to have people that's going to hate that because they're unwilling to work on their own inner demons. It's not all demons. I don't mean to say that like you're evil. Okay. Inner demons can be when you are apathetic to yourself. You tend to look down on your own self and you find flaws in others, or you feel beneath somebody. That's extreme humility too. Let me say, I know I'm good. I have a lot of humility in me, more than most people, but I am not blind to my strengths. I'm not blind to my shine. I'm not blind to my talents and my gifts, and I'm not blind to how intelligent I am. I'm not blind to the fact that I was meant to be speaking and teaching and helping others to grow, because God did not put me through the experiences that I've been put through with the innocence that I had, not deserving it. But I went through those experiences so that I would have a template, something to stand on to teach others. Because if I did not experience these things, I would not have any knowledge of what I'm speaking to be able to convey to others. And I would not even be able to flap my jaws about such as spiritual healing, teaching, growing, Reiki, chakras, alignment, or religion. And I don't even want to go into politics because, well, that might really be the devil. If anything is the devil in this world, politics is probably the devil. See, that's an opinion. That's not a fact. Don't take it as, oh, no. No, I see human reactions and human experiences and egos that are warring within the flesh. I see the Bible, the principles and what that teaches being solid. I see the battles that it shows and it talks about being real. And I have internalized them and I have externalized them and put them in the categories that they needed to go in and overcome in all aspects those battles. Not to say I still don't have a little ting, ting, ting every now and then. They're out there just to look like it's scratching at the door. And okay, are you going to let me in? Are you going to let me take over again? Are you going to let me take a part of your soul and scratch it up and rough it up and make you... No, I'm not. Get out of the door. I've got an energetic barrier. I'm not listening to that. I'm not letting it in. I've got a bubble of protection up around me. And that bubble says, I am solid, I am whole, I am fierce, and I am prepared. I move forward with all my strength and all my might with the lessons I have been taught. I go forth to do His will and to do my purpose, which I was put here before was placed upon this earth to do. And as such, I agreed in my etheric form. And so it is. And so that is what I'm doing here. If anybody else is there that would also enjoy or has called in any type of way to share their journey in such as the same way as I've been sharing mine the past few videos, please contact me on Facebook or email me at angiebell49 at gmail.com. I'm gonna put my email up in the description box or in the comment section. And y'all, I'd like to know I'd like to talk about this with somebody else that's from my general area. I'm from West Blockton, Alabama. So we're talking in the South here. I like to talk to people who have some of the same upbringing I do, and I'm 50 years old. So preferably people who have like-mindedness in the things we've been raised, and I mean not just one race either. I would like that to be versatile because you know we all may have 5 different people with 5 different races, but all 5 people raised in the same area will have the same life battles and the same things that they have to face in similar ways. Not the same exact experiences, but similar to a degree that there should be some understanding there about what was spiritually taking place, energetically taking place. And I'd like to know how other people have overcome them. And if I can, share some of my strength, some of my ideals, and some of my glow up. So, yeah, I know I've been told your face is glowing. Well, you know what? It's called enlightenment. And there ain't a whole lot of people from Alabama that can say they're enlightened, but I am enlightened being. And so I will let that be enough for the time being. And I will probably make another video tomorrow. I'm going to try to do this every day, and I may do some card readings, but I would like to do podcasts where multiple people discuss topics. Whatever the topics are, I'd like to discuss it have a few people to collaborate with to see what topics we're going to discuss and go forth from there. But I'd like some feedback, so anybody interested, if this is your life mission just like it is mine, Cosmic Caller. Thank you. Goodbye.